Good evening, everyone. Hello there. Welcome to another Throwback Thursday. It's so good to see you guys. It's time in my very best Mariah Carey impression. We made it. It is Friday Eve. Hope everybody is doing awesome. Hope you guys are having a great weekend planned, already getting your gatherings, in hand, whether it is going to be chilling on the couch by yourself in the dark or whether it is going out and living it up. I hope everybody has some great plans for this weekend. Most importantly, rest and self-care, because those things are so important. But it is Throwback Thursday. It is time for us to get into another classic, little lighthearted fare from what we do on Wednesdays. And tonight we are watching The Breakfast Club, probably my personal all-time favorite John Hughes film. I go back and forth, but I absolutely adore this film. And it has got a all-star cast. We've got Molly Ringwald, we've got Judd Nelson, we've got Emilio Estevez. Okay, we've got Anthony Michael Hall, who had the biggest glow up of all time in the making of this. After the making of this movie, that man right there, he looks like a whole other man by the time we get to him in Edward Scissorhands. And of course, we also have Ali Sheedy, and not pictured here, we have Paul Gleason. But let me know in the comments how everybody is doing, if you can hear me okay, if the sound is picking up okay. Hey, Mom, am I coming in clear? Because we're watching The Breakfast Club, and it is available for free on YouTube, among other places. Hello, Darfelina in his house. How you doing? Chew in the house. Hey there. So glad that you guys could be here today and watch this movie. I don't even know if I looked at how long the movie is. Oh, it's a good hour, 37 minutes. So I'm not going to talk long. There's not a lot of movie news. So just a little update of what you guys have been watching. I know the world has finished watching Paradise. I'm feeling a revisit coming in my spirit, but I need to get caught up on so many things. Most importantly, I need to get caught up on. I might get caught up on Beauty in Black. We'll save that, but I do need to get caught up on Abbott Elementary. Most importantly, you mentioned that he looked different. Just made me realize that him paying back on this season of Reacher. Stop. Okay, you're gonna make me watch this show because every time you bring it up, I'm like, I need to be watching Reacher. Let me get my life together, okay? Let me go ahead and write that down. Watch Reacher. Hey there, Ty, how you doing? I'm so excited to watch this. This is one of those movies that brings me such joy, but I have not watched it in ages. So I'm sure there are going to be some things that even I don't remember about this movie. I feel like single-handedly, this movie is the reason why I eat sushi. Like that, if nothing else, this movie is the reason that I eat sushi. Hey, Mona, good to see you in the house. Looking lovely as always, I am sure. Reacher is worth the watch. Treat yourself to that look of a man in a decent show. Okay, like you got me sold. Okay, if nothing else, I'm gonna go ahead and start watching it, and I'm going to do a review. Do I need to go back? Is my question, because I've not watched Reacher. I have seen the trailer. I'm familiar with the premise, but I have not watched it. I don't even know what season it's on. Oh, it's got 3 seasons. Okay. So, do I need to watch all 3 seasons to understand it? You said start from season 1. Okay. It's fun. It's easy. Okay. Okay. You got me. So I'm going to go ahead. Y'all heard it here first. I will be dropping a Reacher video sometime in the near future. Um, I guess because I'm not going to be able to do a watch party, a watch along next Thursday, because my kids have their play performance in The Little Mermaid at their school next week. I will do my best to, at minimum, watch a few episodes and drop my initial impressions, so that for no other reason than because Darfalina asked and said, has been talking about this show and how good it is. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you're here. I did not download the Pi app. Bad. And I should have, because but I have literally been just studying all day. Because I have to take my one of my tests for my national boards tomorrow. And so I did not think about it, but I am glad to be here because it's been a rough day. I've been trying to practice my timed writing. I feel exactly what my students feel right now, what I've been putting them through. So yeah, so happy you're here for me to get through my last couple hours of work. Yes. Well, for no other reason. Um, Look, listen, I was super excited when we found out what the school play was going to be. I was like, oh, y'all are trying out for that. You not know who your mother is. Thank you. All of them are in the play. They all have major parts. So it's going to be crazy next week with dress rehearsals and then all kinds of other things going on. So I'm hoping to pre-record a bunch of stuff so that you guys won't miss me too much, but I am going to miss you very, very much. And so without further ado, if you are watching this in the replay, I am not going to be showing the movie on screen. You have to cue the movie up and watch with us. Eventually, perhaps I'm going to try to eventually learn enough technology to do like a call-in method or something, because this is interactive and engaging. If you have it, you can put it on your TV. You can be on your phone with this, get in the chat, talk with us. We got a good time over here. We have a good time in the chat. Okay, the fam over here, they come with the quick whips. Okay, they come with it. So without further ado, let's get started with the Breakfast Club. I'm excited. Oh, wait, I'm about to be tangled up. Is what I'm about to be. Oh my gosh. The music just started, like as soon as. Hey, I'm so excited. This soundtrack is so good. I wonder if they knew how good this song was going to sound and how iconic it was going to be. Hey, hey. Ooh. And a young Emilio Estevez. Oh my gosh. I love the fact that Emilio wanted to use his Hispanic name, his Latin name in work instead of going the Sheen route. Like, definitely no disrespect to his dad, who had to do that in order to get work, and then Charlie, who chose to do it. But I just always have loved that about him. This is so nostalgic. Okay, nostalgia overload, definitely. Don't you forget about me. Will you stand above me? Look my way, but never. Oh my gosh. I never knew that this started with a quote from David Bowie. And these children that spit on you as they try to change their worlds are immune to your consultations. Oh my gosh. I never knew. It started with a quote from David Bowie. This was the first movie I ever owned on a DVD, and it was a gift because I had never seen it back. That was, oh my gosh. So you missed on the 80s trends. I was two, I think, when this movie, no, I wasn't two when it came out. I was three when it came out. But how fitting that we're watching this in March. Oh my gosh. The bullying and the, oh my gosh, and that jump scare with that word. Molly Ringwald was so that girl. She really was. Oh my gosh. Like everything about her hair, that the lips, everything. That the little girl some yeah. You said my man, my man, my man. Molly is a dolly. She she was just so beautiful. My gosh. And I don't know if any of you have ever seen the movie where she gets pregnant as a teenager and she and her boyfriend go live together. It's called For Keeps. I was obsessed with that movie. I don't know why. I was obsessed with that movie. Yes, the Mighty Ducks coaching legend himself, Gordon. We just had the kids watch all three of the Mighty Ducks movies, so now they're familiar. Oh, and he was hot. Emilio was hot. I think the first movie I ever saw Judd Nelson in, oddly enough, it was not The Breakfast Club. It was New Jack City. So what an introduction to him as an actor, New Jack City of all movies. Look at these gloves that she has on. That 1,000 word essay. I feel like by the time Madonna came along, like the lace gloves were kind of a thing. But it's amazing to me when you look at the 70s and then the 80s, and this is just 85, how fast we got away from the trends and clothes from the 70s to what we get in the 80s. He said, "Don't mess with the bull, you'll get the horns." What in the world? What's amazing is, with some exception to the patterns, Judd's look has never really gone out of style. And definitely that layered look. Like, I feel like very recently, Aaron Pierre wore something very similar, like that look, that layered look with the scarf and the different layers underneath the trench. It's still in. Ew. This is a very nice library they had at this school. I just know the instructions to the cast was just do the most goofy things that you think a teenager would be doing if they were stuck in detention. At any point, you need to be doing something, and they leaned into that. It had it's such a big library, and they have the news film readers over in the corner. Those definitely look like news film readers. He's so Anthony Michael Hall is so adorable in this movie. Oh, I got a quick little commercial break. The braces are so adorable on him. That leather jacket that Molly has on, though, that is everything. Not he done. I forgot the fact that he acted like he was about to pee in the on the floor. Not him threatening to assault her. His voice was kind of deep. Anthony, we just got to write our papers. So just ask if you want to go number one. What happens if they want to go number two? Oh no, not the hot beef injection. I'm gonna start calling. I'm gonna steal that one. If this was 2 years ago, I don't know if she would still do it because she's trying to move away from the roles. But if they were to remake this, if they hadn't remade this 2 years ago, I could see Zendaya playing the Ali Sheedy character. Oh no, now he shouldn't even exist. They got into the class wars really quickly. Richard is really just hanging out. Like he's not doing anything. The math club, the Latin club, and the physics club. Why do you have to call this man a dork? They have a big banquet at the Hilton. This man is rambling. I really need to know if any of this was in the script. Not him dropping the F bomb. I have no idea what we're watching next. It won't be next week, but it'll be the week after. Let me know if you have a suggestion. It's it's so bad. It's so bad. Oh, thank you. I didn't even realize I was wearing it. Oh, they didn't mind in the 80s PC wear, right? I mean, we're just dropping bundle of sticks everywhere. Now he took the screw. We could do that. I don't. Can everybody find a copy of that though, of Blank Man? Because I I have a copy. I have a copy somewhere. I have not broke the seal on it. If it's available for everyone to watch, we could definitely do this though. Oh, so if it's there the week after next, we might can do that. We might can do that. I would be open to Blank Man. Okay. I feel like that's y'all's vote. So we got Thursday. Now we just have to find a Wednesday watch. Blank Man it is though. That door just shot out. Not him snapping at the baby. Well, get up. It'll be anarchy. Not him calling him Dick. Show Dick some respect. Not him blaming the baby for his idea. My shorts. Wait, pause. Pump the brakes. March 24th. You got 4 Saturdays in April and 4 in May. By that time, it's graduation. What is going on? Oh my gosh. He said, give Richard a raise. He's making all of us educators look bad. Using the kid and insulting him just like a teacher. Ah, don't shade us like this, Durham. Well, they were part of the Brat Pack, right? That's how Bart Simpson got the "Eat My Shorts" line. I guess so. You know what? I wonder if there's a little truth to that. If they modeled his character after this character, that would be interesting. I guess that was his line because Bender knew what to say. Come on, come on, Dick. You're letting a kid get the best of you, man. Calm down. What is she biting? Who is she biting her lip at? Who is he getting a boner for? And Emilio's not paying attention to anything. Andy's not even focused. And she over here tying strings around her finger, cutting off the circulation to her finger. Okay, like see what happened. That's so weird that she scratched her dandruff off. Ain't nobody writing that essay. Not a single. And it's 1,000 words. That's at least 3 out. Depending on it depends on how good you are at timed writing. But that's probably at least a good 2 hours of work. If they had made this in the 90s, Allie's character would have been a cutter or a goth. Oh, absolutely. She definitely needed her hair washed bad. I remember, I am old enough to remember when you could smoke at school and there was a smoker's corner outside of the cafeteria where you had to smoke. But then I remember when they transitioned and you couldn't smoke on campus anymore. Well, if you had to choose. Oh, not Allison coming with some. Oh, they all have so much in common. I got along with my parents when I was in high school. Well, mostly. Yeah. If imagine if they updated this. Like, first of all, we don't even have detention anymore. That's not even really a thing. Um, but then like trying to get their phones from them and like have their phones locked away, that would be kind of a I could see. I feel like if they did that though, it would be more of a Disney or Nickelodeon movie and less of like this kind of movie. Yeah, they'd have to try to sneak to go to the principal's office to get their phones back. The only way to make it like heavy enough would be it wouldn't be as long as this. It would be a shorter time frame. And like, in order to deal with the issues kids face, imagine, I don't want to say anything on here, but imagine the kind of stuff that would happen during that detention. It wouldn't be good. Boy, if you don't plug in that iPad and go to bed. I got stowaways in my room, y'all. Trying to sneak over here. Close my door, thank you. It's amazing though, with the exception of the lingo and the clothes, this is pretty spot on. First of all, yes, Bender is nosy as all get out because he can do everybody's business but his own. But then, do you think that this is attractive and you're saying all this in front of everybody? Like, you're not even, boy, what? Shut you crazy. You gonna make me? Brian is just sitting there like watching all this go down. Oh yeah, it's definitely like you've got Emilio playing like a quintessential, white boy. No, there's no diversity. Imagine if there was diversity, we would definitely be getting into class, race, religion. It's like that one episode of Degrassi where they kind of did an homage to this, but they didn't really get into it the way that kids would be getting into it today. Oh my gosh, y'all. I have a commercial for The Woman in the Yard. I have not talked about this movie much except for in my 10 most anticipated movies of the year, but it's on my list. Daniel Deadweiler. Oh my gosh. Oh, that comes out March 28th? Man, how do I get to see that? It's Carl the janitor. A knife to quote Hank Hill, boy, I can tell you that ain't right. And it wouldn't be that today. The name calling would be out of pocket. That's the thing. It's either you go super safe with it or you go heavy with it because that's what the kids would be doing today. The way his eyes got big when he said his eyes and ears, they robbed that man of an Academy Award. I could not whistle until I was in my late 20s. And it's very conditional to the right type of lip gloss and whether I have some like some moisture on my lips. I can't whistle. Andrew. Absolutely. But nowadays, the janitors and the custodians, we don't even call them janitors anymore, the custodians, they don't even really like work during the school day that much, or they do, but you never see them where like there are kids for the most part. They mostly just do before school, after school type stuff. And then there's like other things that they do during the day, but you hardly ever see them. Oh, it's a good question. Why are they here? Yeah, like you over here glossing, waxing poetic about why you're here. What did you do to get in detention? I feel like he is so obsessed with her. He said, I've laid. How is he bouncing on that bar like that? I like that he called him John though, like a regular. Like he's like, no, I'm not calling you by your last name. This is the military. If we're talking about virginity, like they're not 17, 18 years old. Oh, she's so pretty. These kids are so adorable. I tell you. Was that Prince? Was that Prince? I want some sushi. How many sandwiches does this man have? He asking about some milk. He got a whole half cart, a whole half gallon of milk. You ain't done. Is it? Uh, I thought it was Prince. I was like, wait a second. Thought that food was for everybody. I hate when there's like bologna with stuff inside of it. I don't like it. It messes with my trypophobia so bad. It is a sugar stick. I'm wondering if that's plain sugar or is it like a pixie stick? Because they're not the colorful wrappers of a pixie stick. I ain't trying to be funny. White people be doing some interesting stuff. Because why would you think to put that on bread though? Why would you think to put that on between two slices of bread? You got Captain Crunch sugar between two slices of bread, and I'm gonna guess there was probably mayonnaise on that bread because she had a sandwich and she pulled the meat off of it. It's too much for me. I can't. Not he hit his hand. Not they done pulled my neck and my back for a Dove commercial, y'all. We need a Captain Crunch sandwich special. I wonder what it was like to eat that. I don't want to try it, but I'm interested. No, they over here smiling at him like he's being so entertaining. It's like, dude, what is life like at your house? But I know how you feel because he over here making fun of your dude. So I understand. He's just doing this because he needs attention. Okay, this is the definition of a crash out right here. Where did they get that pen from? That pen that says not saved. Oh, she gonna stand by her man. Stand by your man. If that was coffee, that was the lumpiest, most unfiltered coffee. Coffee looks like it's been scraped off the bottom of the Mississippi. It did and did. It looked like an oil spill. Thank you to my man. Oh no! Now you got attitude, so you threatening people now. You can't even use a locker at school anymore. Every time I see a locker in a movie now, it I have flashbacks to being in high school and you could still use the lockers. And now I've not been at a single high school in my 19 years of teaching. One, the first high school I taught at, they still use their lockers. But after that, not a one. It's because people keep having all these babies. Having all these babies, we don't have enough room in schools, so they can't use their lockers. Not Allison walking slow like she don't even care. They got a lot of lockers. Okay, because I know that they were loud as all get out. And Claire got them boots on. Hey, got a little Wing Chung. He said a virgin's mother. What? I wonder if they staged a lot of those posters or if it was just we borrowed the school to make this movie. And I love a good self-contained movie. I love the idea that they possibly filmed this like in a 1 week period or something, that it didn't take a lot of cuts, that they just let a lot of ad-libbing happen, and the movie came out to be a classic and probably didn't cost that much to make. As much as I love the big fantasy, the big budget things, I just love a well-made, not super expensive movie. Not him calling this baby a bum. Not him damaging school equipment. What did the librarian do to you? Why does he hate the librarian so much? Them librarians didn't do nothing to that baby. He gonna break their printer. Does he know that they're not going to be able to get a replacement printer? Because Dick ain't gonna sign off on the paperwork. What? Talking to his baby like this? Oh my gosh! At this point now, I ain't trying to be funny. I feel sensitive about talking to kids in any kind of way. I want Bender to grab that metal thing and bust him beside his head at this point. Not him giving the little. Not him. And if he has swung on you, then you would have been trying to call the popo on him. Oh my. I forgot all about this scene. Baby, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, somebody was like getting their Madam Crunchbowl, their Miss Crunchbowl or whatever her name was from Matilda, like using her as inspiration because what? Not we just got a panty shot. He has to have a hearing issue. He must be slightly hearing impaired. I think maybe because she's emo, they're like, oh, she's not supposed to talk a whole lot. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Wow. Y'all, Judd Nelson was like 8 years older than Ringwald in this. In, is 8 years older than Molly Ringwald. Ali Sheedy is 5 years older, and so is Amelia Estevez. So Amelia Estevez and Ali Sheedy are the same age. Anthony Michael Hall is 1 year younger than Molly Ringwald, and Judd Nelson was 8 years older than Molly Ringwald. That's wild. After being essayed in detention, he better share that weed with her. I mean, because seriously, not they done got Brian high. Oh, she's one of those rambling folks who get when they get high. Not they done blazed up so much. Look at how foggy it is in there. He done went into the study room. Was that a Confederate flag? Where was this filmed at? Why did it look like there was a random Confederate flag in this movie? Did did they just break the glass on the foreign language room in the library? They hate the librarians at this school. Not Carl blackmailing. This is why I couldn't do things like that with certain people. They too far. What in the world? Not him using her eyebrow brush to brush his teeth. This baby said he got a fake ID so he could vote. No. Not her getting offended. She want them to be so interested in her. I ain't gonna lie, though, I ain't gonna front. My bags be looking the same way. Not disorganized. Nothing don't make any sense. I don't have random clothes in my bags. I was gonna say that, but then occasionally you'll find like a random kid's sock in my bag for some reason. He called her bag lady. Bag lady, you gonna hurt your back. Dragging all those bags like that. She reminds me of one of my students. Oh, she's either homeless or she wants to be. That baby is going through. She about to hit you with a book. Oh, that's so sad, y'all. The way that they, I mean, obviously these kids have been in school together for a minute, but the way that they set up like some of their relationships and friendships, it feels like they've known each other before. Like maybe he knew her when they were kids, and then he went one direction and she went another. And now he's worried about her. I'm making this up. I don't know, but I feel like this is the story, right? Like Amelia Estevez's character knew her when they were kids. They were close. They used to, he used to share his juice with her in kindergarten. She ate his crayon kind of situation. And then they went their separate ways because he became popular and a jock and she didn't. And now he's checking in on her as he's worried that things are bad. Oh, he's gonna cry. Oh, yeah. What does he do at this school? Is he the principal? Is he a teacher? What is what would you do for $1 billion conversation? What would you do for $1 million? I feel like I would do anything that wasn't illegal because me and jail are never going to mix. I'm glad somebody's talking about like the they are obsessed with virginity. Why does it matter? This is not a very forward thinking conversation that these young people are having. What? That is all in her business. See, they got to make me not like Allison. Okay, a thief and a liar, right? Yes, she is. Why does it matter if she tells y'all that she's not a virgin? Who, Allison or Claire? Oh, Allison. She's very quirky. So you thought that your dad was disappointed that you never got in trouble. Sure, your thought process was to tape another boy's butt cheeks together. Make that make sense to me. And when they pulled the tape off, why they didn't just use oil? Yeah, and all you had to do, and all you got was detention. Oh my gosh. Emilio was trying to get that nomination, wasn't he? Oh, weird locker room mentality. Oh my goodness. These kids, it's like they're squirrels. They go from talking about something serious to just random. She's so talented. Look at her. Oh, they're defending Claire. That's so sweet. Oh, he is. He is a hater. Seriously. I mean, just because your family is trash, don't mean everybody else got to have a trash family. Okay, don't be mad because my daddy loves me and got some coins. Period. I mean, I feel like if they remade this and they had a black person, a black woman in there, she would have cussed Bender out. I'm sorry. I would have cussed Bender out. Oh my gosh, I keep getting so many commercials. And why is Dove using my neck and my back for this commercial? They try to make me twerk while I'm listening to Dove. What is going to happen to us on Monday? Baby, y'all got high together for once. Y'all are not friends. I'm so sorry to tell you. Oh, no, he didn't yell at her like that. I need her to slap him just one good time. He didn't got to talk to her like that, though. I didn't like how he was screaming at her like that. And to think Bender is going to terrorize 8 more groups of schoolmates between this. Imagine a world in which they turned this into a limited series following Bender and those 8 additional Saturdays with all like the different groups. Maybe we would get some diversity at the school. Oh, don't cry. Don't cry, Brian. So do you? Green light this movie into a miniseries. Okay. Look at those cheekbones. He's so adorable. Also, this is Pharrell showing up to detention out of board. I can't. Okay, so we're gonna pitch the reboot of this as a limited series, 8 episodes, with a remake. Start with like a launch of an hour and a half long episode remaking the movie with the new cast. But then in the additional episodes, we get to navigate through the school to see if they stay friends. But then we follow Bender also for part of the show going into detention and like meeting with some new group of kids who get in trouble. So we get to see more kids at the school. I mean, how? Oh, definitely. Like it's Illinois, right? It's outside of Chicago. We need we need at least a one Muslim student. We need a black student. We need this whole cast right here to be diverse. We need different issues for different kids. They really dancing on top of that banister. Like, hello, y'all really could fall. I guess it's not that far that they had to fall to. Yeah, that was a nice little record right there. Not her manipulating my boy Brian. Oh, this is so sweet. Look at their little sisterly bond that they're building. She need to pluck her eyebrows though, because she definitely has a whole lot of stray hairs. That scene was a precursor to the plot of Clueless. I know. Oh, I got the commercial with for the Kleenex tissue where they're singing "Don't worry about a thing, every little thing gonna be all right." Say, "Don't worry." Allison got the Thai special. R.I.P. Brittany Murphy. R.I.P. She did a good job on Allison though. Uh-oh. He said, wait a second. I might can take you about my friend looking like this though. Not her over here kissing this man who assaulted her in the library. She washed her hair too, or had to definitely shake them flakes out of there. Brian over there kissing that paper like he actually wrote, like he did something. You ain't write 1,000 words. Look, it's the 80s when people had real smiles and like their real teeth. But unfortunately for Brian, he got to be the fifth wheel. Beautiful. How you walk into detention and leave out with a girlfriend? Daddy looking like, wait, what? What happened? Oh, I'm so sorry, Lily. I'm so sorry. But it's okay because you could just watch it again. It's cute. Oh, her nails are so cute. Not her leaning on her daddy's car kissing. Is her daddy in the car watching this? Not her giving one of her diamonds away. He's like, I got me a real girl. For whatever it was we did wrong. One of y'all assaulted a kid. Iconic movie shot. As you walk on by, will you call my name? Will you walk over? Okay, John Hughes. I'm telling you what, that man had the 80s in a choke hold. For real, for real. That was another lit track. Another lit track. Okay. Good soundtrack. Good soundtrack. Uh the fifth means it matters. He's serious. He's like, yeah, I got the girl. Scottish geek guy. Hey, friend. What time is it in your part of the world? Oh my gosh. That I'm almost near it. um, that was such a good rewatch. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. But I'm tripping on the fact that they really went to detention. They went to detention and ended up with booze. How did that happen? They were in detention for 7 hours and ended up with boyfriend and girlfriends. Um, I feel like it's a good movie. It's not great. It's good, but it is a product of its time. Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh my gosh, I'm tearing up. It's so because he really did get the fist like, oh yeah, I'm rocking with this one. It's almost 2 in the morning and you are online. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Um, it's probably I don't know. I don't know if I want to say that it's my favorite of the John Hughes movies. Um, okay, I'm lying. It's not. It's not. It's probably my second favorite. My favorite is definitely Home Alone, but it's up there. It really truly is up there. Yeah, yeah. It's Home Alone and then it's Breakfast Club. Ferris, you know what? I have to rewatch Ferris because one, Matthew Broderick as like a leading guy, I just never really understood. I liked moments in Ferris, but I for some reason, I don't know, I guess the whole idea of like the way he was studying school and things like that, it just wasn't believable to me. But you know, I'm gonna go back and watch Ferris Bueller because it does have Jennifer Grey, and I love me some Jennifer Grey. I very recently rewatched Dirty Dancing, which is a little too long for us to watch here since we try to be done by 10. But but I was like, Dirty Dancing again, another movie where the statutory of it all, it's not right. Home Alone is top tier. And when I tell you Macaulay Culkin as a kid actor, I feel like he flew too close, like he flew too close to the sun because that boy was acting in that movie, okay? He was acting. Oh my gosh, was he acting in that movie? It was amazing. Yeah, Matthew is odd as an actor. Like the Broadway part of him makes sense, but then it was just like the whole idea like Ferris is supposed to be kind of like suave or kind of like, and it was just like it was never giving that. It was never giving that to me. Um, the two Home Alone movies because we don't acknowledge any of the ones without Kevin McAllister. Okay, if it's not Kevin, it's not, we don't acknowledge it. Okay, if it's don't got Catherine O'Hara in it, we don't acknowledge it. So that's right. There are only two Home Alone movies. You are absolutely correct, my friend. Absolutely, positively correct. Um, we only acknowledge those two. So first of all, this movie was a little traumatizing because how Claire gonna end up with the dude who just assaulted her in detention and think that that was a good idea doesn't make sense to me. I guess it's because she's in her rebel era now. She didn't turn she didn't turn Allison into her replacement. So now Andy gets to have a girlfriend. Okay, that makes sense to me. And poor Brian still ended up single and lonely. But I could imagine a world where, like, if they did a reboot series where maybe Anthony Michael would come on and be like the principal or something, that would be interesting. I was like, I think that could work. I think that could work. I remember Matthew in the Cable Guy and thought his performance is mixed, but Jim carried the movie for me. Y'all, I'm gonna admit something to you, and I need y'all. I need y'all. Look, hold my hand, okay? Hold my hand. I need y'all to not judge me on this, okay? I kind of don't like Jim Carrey. I listen. Shh, shh, okay, shh. Listen. I love the Truman Show. I appreciate the Grinch, but and Jim Carrey when he was on In Living Color, but by the time we got to Fire Marshal Bill, he traumatized me as a kid. So I always had issues with Jim Carrey. And then like I would watch like The Mask, okay, was okay. Ace Ventura again. But by the time he did Me, Myself, and Irene, and there's that scene in the park where he goes up to the lady who's nursing the baby, and then he takes the baby off and he's nursing on the one. I've never been able to get beyond that. So there are Jim Carrey movies that I did not watch growing up that I can't watch now because I associate that with him, which is so sad because my first introduction to Jim Carrey was in Living Color and then Once Bitten. And I liked Jim Carrey for a while, other than the Fire Marshal Bill of it all. But by the time I saw Me, Myself, and Irene, and I think that was like after my sophomore year of college, I was like, I can't. I can't. And I have such a hard time looking at him now and seeing, unless it was something that I fell in love with before, like the Truman Show. I love the Truman Show. With the exception of that, I just can't. I'm so sorry. Look, don't judge me. Those Dennis and Menace movies, Papa Jones, I don't know. I enjoyed Kevin McAllister, but when it came to Dennis and Problem Child movies, I always just wanted to beat those kids. Kids was bad. Them kids needed spankings. Liar, Liar, The Grinch, Fire Marshal Bill. I don't care anything Jim Carrey did. The Grinch. I saw Liar, Liar just never did anything for me. Because I think like there's just certain movies where like when people don't get believed for what they did or something like that, it just makes me feel so like, oh gosh, I don't like it. I don't like it. I didn't like The Cable Guy when it came out because it wasn't Ace Ventura or Dumb and Dumber or The Mask. But later in life, I've come to appreciate it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous, y'all. I have never watched Dumb and Dumber. I have never watched Dumb and Dumber. And that's I know. As someone who was raised on movies, which is why I do what I do now, because the movies were babysitting me as a kid, I never saw Dumb and Dumber. I did see Ace Ventura and the second one too. I remember as a kid liking the movie, and I know that The Simpsons did a joke about it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you'll like Dumb and Dumber. It's because it's certain humor that I can't. If it's like really makes me feel like uncomfortable, I'll be watching it and I'll just be like wanting to be in. I'll be like, oh stop, oh. And my husband loves movies like that. I feel like he had the cable. He didn't even hardly have any DVDs, but I feel like The Cable Guy was one of those movies he had, and I would just be like, why? It's a top five. It's a top five comedy. So I feel like you're saying I need to watch it. It's the top. Okay. Is okay. Okay. This is I need you guys to vote. What do you think is probably Jim Carrey's most iconic comedic role? We'll take Truman Show off the table. What is his most iconic comedic role that if I were to give him another shot, I should watch that movie? Let me know. I don't want to be someone who doesn't give people a chance. So I definitely want to give people a chance. Let's see. What is Dumb and Dumber? What's the length on that movie? An hour and 47. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Okay, let's see. You said absolutely watch it. You said the most iconic comedic would be Ace Ventura. Oh, but you said The Mask. Okay. And so what I feel like y'all are saying is I need to, in my time, go through Jim Carrey and then we need to do a ranking video is what I hear y'all saying. I need to write that down. It was directed by one of the brothers that won an Oscar later on. Who, one of the Coen brothers? Oh, the Farley brothers, Peter Farley. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, Peter Farley won for the Green Book. You said you said no, don't waste your time. I appreciate Jim. You gotta let me. We rocking with Mark because Mark is rocking with us. Like Jim was that dude in Living Color, the Wayans brothers. Like he really put them. They really put him on. Um, but Jim is interesting. The Green Book, yeah. Well, y'all know I saw the Green Book because my boo, Mahershala Ali, is in it. I love Mahershala Ali is just, I don't want to say he's overrated or unoverrated. I want to say he's underrated because I think people recognize how good he is, but he is not utilized enough. When I tell you I ain't watched the Jurassic Park in years. I haven't watched it since the original first trilogy. I haven't watched any of the Chris Pratt ones. But when I tell you I'll be watching this new Jurassic Park, because you got Mahershala, you got is ScarJo going to be ScarJo and Jonathan Bailey? Come on now. Somebody was in the kitchen cooking for that one. This is why we do need to give casting directors Oscars, because sometimes they be in the kitchen cooking. Okay. I hadn't even seen the movie. I just already know it's going to be amazing. Jonathan Bailey, Scarlett Johansson, and Mahershala Ali. Come on. He had his time, but I do think the continued love people have for him is nostalgia. Yeah, I think so too. And he's kind of wacky now in not so many good ways sometimes. That road trip did have some of the Dumb and Dumber flavor in there for sure. I saw the Green Book and I wasn't as offended. Listen, I wasn't as offended as a lot of people were. Now, the argument of was it Oscar baity? Absolutely. There's a formula. And my thing is, if that's what you want in life is an Oscar, in the words of what's that baby's name? I know his name. Timothy. In the words of Timothy Chalamet, okay? You try to be up there with the greats, okay? And if you want an Oscar and you know what the committees like to see, why wouldn't you give? Why wouldn't you get the formula in there? I will appreciate the fact that the character that the film was about, he wasn't degraded in any way. The one instance of like overt racism Dr. Shirley faced that they showed in the movie was something that was meant to illustrate to us how difficult this was and why he needed this white driver to kind of help get him to where he needed to go, in one sense, because he couldn't navigate to certain places. It showed this man, oh, there's this whole other world that I'm privy to that I don't understand why this man has to navigate the world like this. Dr. Shirley was a very proud man. He was very distinguished. The way the fits were fit, like I wasn't. Did I want more Dr. Shirley? Absolutely. But I will be honest, I don't even know if people were to dive deep enough into who he was as a real person, would we get the quality of movie that we need to get about his life. Heck, we barely have, I mean, nothing to take away from oh my gosh, what is my band's name? Um why am I forgetting it? Jeffrey Wright. Nothing to take away from Jeffrey Wright because he did a good job as Basquiat. But that Basquiat movie isn't even all that. So the idea that we're gonna get a Dr. Shirley movie about a man who was very counterculture elite black man in the 1950s and 60s, that we're going to actually get a movie that portrays the fullness of his life. Well, I don't think we'll get it. So I went the Green Book. I wasn't that offended. The GP tends to get offended with everything nowadays, and there's some I understand, but others I don't. Yeah, like I remember the buzz around Crash. I remember watching Crash in real time. It was unlike anything we had seen. So in that regard, I think the spectacle of it, in hindsight, it was bad. And once you sat with the plot line long enough, you were like, wait, are y'all trying to get me to be okay with a man who assaulted a woman in front of her husband? Is that what we're trying to say here? That's not messy. That's just wrong. Like, there's just no okay with that. But then there were elements of that movie that were really, really good. I mean, that movie gave us Michael Pena. Michael Pena. I love Michael Pena. Oh my gosh. I might do a Dumb and Dumber review for you. Okay. You do the Dumb and Dumber review for me, please, friend. Okay. You do it, and we will all go over and watch it. So that I can see if I need to watch this movie again. Okay. But you do have to do the Nina movie first, because we need to deal with the Zoe of it all. Okay, so I'm taking notes. Okay, so I did tell you guys I'm not going to be hosting a live next Wednesday and Thursday because of the babies, but we did get Blank Man as our request, and I do want to go ahead and do that as soon as possible, because oh yeah, my phone died. My phone died big time. I do want to do that as soon as possible, just simply because I feel like that's one of those movies gets taken down very, very quickly. So I want to make sure that we don't not touch on that one. I really don't know what I was smoking when I put the peanut butter solution on here, because I really was forgetting. You know what it was? I forgot that them kids had that play. That's what it was. So what if we did Blank Man on the 27th, because it might go away and we don't know. And I feel like The Last Dragon and the peanut butter solution is actually floating around for free. So we don't even have to, we can just do that whenever. But we'll do Blank Man, Last Dragon, peanut butter solution. We'll flip some stuff. Okay, so I am editing the first episode of the podcast for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. In case you guys did not know, one of my best friends in the world, Dee, and I are doing a Buffy the Vampire Slayer podcast rewatch, and we just put out like our first like introduction episode, and I'm editing episode 1 right now. So my goal is to have an episode every Tuesday. So I'm going to let that first episode kind of marinate. I'll put out a post, but I'll have it edited, and then I'll have it up by Tuesday, so that it'll be ready. And then that puts us on schedule, because we'll be filming the next episode, and then it'll be every Tuesday, hopefully. So yeah, hopefully you guys like it. I got the complete series of Buffy. Yes. And he just found out that it's going to be coming off of Hulu. I don't know if it's coming off of Tubi as well. So I just think that Buffy is one of those shows that, because we have a complete series, and I do feel like it stands the test of time. Invest in it. I'm going to go ahead and get the box set. I think it's like $80. I'm actually going to hit up a couple of thrift shops this weekend just to see if I can find it before I order it. But yeah. And they're planning to like reboot it, but I don't know if it's going to be like a remake or if they're continuing from season 7, or if they're continuing from the season 8 graphic novel version. So yeah. But I'm really excited. It's really how it came about. How it came about is because he lives on the other side of the state. I've not seen him in person since last year. It's been a year and a month since I've seen him in person, because we went back to where we went to college, and that's where he lives. And my dog died, and so we went out there, and that's the last time I saw him in the flesh. So this was really just, we talk all the time, but this was really just an excuse for us to be able to at least look at each other on the computer and then talk about Buffy. So I'm hope you guys enjoy the ride. I am there. I've heard lots of rumors. So I'm waiting for the official like release of like this is the official like full length cast of everybody before I like break any news about it, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of fluctuation. And I just hope that if they do cast a Black lead as Buffy, that they fully consider the implications of, because there have been Black Slayers, so that that's not as big of an issue. But whenever you do that with a cast, especially if they're calling it Buffy, if it's going to be Buffy, then people are going to come after that young person. And so if it's a continuation and it's not Buffy, but it's like the Slayer or something like that, then I think it'll be fine. But if it's Buffy, I don't know. People are already losing their minds off of the Black Severus Snape casting for Max, and I don't even plan on covering Harry Potter because of all of the J.K. Rowling of it all. But I do think that it's not a good idea to cast Snape as a Black man, because I think that they're not considering all of the ramifications of what that's going to do. But to this point, yes. Would I love to see a Black vampire slayer? Yes, because the black vampire slayers that we got in Buffy were always such small parts, and it would be interesting to see how they would navigate. And then, you know, we only really had one Black character that was like fully fleshed out, and that was Robin. And we didn't get Robin until season 7. So I think it would be cool. We don't have all night for me to fully unpack it, but it's just it's in some of her politics and where she gives her money to. And I think it was just, people can feel how they want to feel, and we have no way of controlling that. But I think a good idea for someone who is such a popular children's book author who wrote a book about a fictionalized potential genocide to really be speaking out on like anything identity based in this society. It was never going to be nuanced. It was never going to be the right voice for that, unless it's like a voice of acceptance, because she's so beloved and she created this iconic beloved entity. So I just think it's one of those things that she jumped into the foray with and just shouldn't. Honestly, I mean, and that's not to say that people should be silenced and shouldn't, but you do have to know like what is your image in the world and why you got famous. So yeah, that's basically it. She gives a lot of money. She's very heavily conservative and very heavily white feminist woman. And there are times when she is open to like more diverse ways of thinking when it's clear that it lines with like her pockets. But even with like, you know, her characters, when you go back and you think about the world that she was building, it's just very clear that she was writing these characters without knowing a lot of diverse people. So in hindsight, it's like, oh yeah, like you named like the primary Black character like Kingsley Shacklebolt, and you know, Kingsley, sure, you know, there's a lot of like Jamaican Brits, Caribbean Brits with the name Kingsley, but the Shacklebolts, the Cho Chang, so two last names instead of giving her like most Asian British girls just have regular westernized first names and then their Asian name. Like there's just a lot of things that's just like, oh, you didn't really know people. Baby girl, you didn't really know people when you wrote this. And so people don't want to support the shows anymore because they don't want to give her more money. But the show is very interesting. I have a lot of ideas for if they wanted to race bend, what would make sense. But alas, it just doesn't make sense for Snape. It just doesn't. Um, what would make really good sense though would be a Wasian Harry. It would be really interesting if James Potter was Asian and then Lily was red. We have to keep her with her red hair, and she was white with red hair. Um, and it would make sense in the way that like James thinks he's better than Snape because he's a jock and he's not a pure blood purist, but he has like that haughtiness about him. And then Severus is half blood. And but then racially, he thinks he's better than James. And then Harry was Asian, dominant Asian genes with the black hair, but then the eyes from the mom. Like that would make so much sense to me. That would make so much sense to me. There are people on both sides. I agree and disagree, and I think both sides are nuts, to be honest. It's, I really do think that for a lot of people, it's just the idea that like she was their hero because she created this series that gave a lot of people, it made them feel seen. And so the idea that like in real life, maybe she wouldn't accept them in real life, it's terrifying. But HP is just so important to me. Listen, do you see there is a whole shelf dedicated? And I am not taking down anything anytime soon because this, I know I was older when it came out. Like it's connected to a core memory of mine. I don't know if we'll ever share it on the podcast, but there's a core memory that I have with my friend Dee that this show is connected to. And it was a big part of like a ritual that we had when the movies would come out that like, I can't let that go either, but it is interesting. Whew, it is interesting. It's a lot. You see, yeah, he be peeking behind me every day. And then my mom, for my Christmas one year, got me this, and it's a little music box. I love that. It's like my favorite thing. Okay, but yeah, so since we're not meeting next week, I don't know yet what our Wicked Wednesday for the next time we meet is going to be, because that was one of the few things that I did not pick out at all. Let me look and see what's available. I know what we will not be watching. I see this movie right on here. We will not be watching that. While I'm looking this up, y'all, if y'all have never seen my video for The Girl in the Basement, I don't even know if I touched on the fact that that was Judd Nelson. Maybe I did. It's been years since I made that video for The Girl in the Basement, which is a Lifetime movie. But that was Judd Nelson in that movie. Now I'm even more triggered, okay? Now I'm even more triggered because that was Judd Nelson in that movie, keeping his daughter in the basement. That's crazy. Okay, first of all, real quick, y'all tell me for Wicked Wednesday, when we get back to it on the 26th, do you guys want a horror movie or a thriller? Because I do see a thriller on here that I've never seen. And so it might be a good excuse to watch it. Oh, okay. I do see. Okay, so here, okay, there's two options. Okay. There's a movie called Frozen that I've never seen. And I just see that I see Sean Ashmore's name on the poster. So I've never seen that. And Emma Bell, Frozen. But then there's Breaking In with Gabrielle Union, and I've never seen that movie. Okay, Darfelina, you said let's do the thriller. So have you seen Breaking In? You said I vote yes on Frozen from Disney. It's not Frozen from Disney. It's a horror movie called Frozen. No one knows you're up there. I think it's about a person stuck on a ski lift, which is all the more reason for me to never go skiing ever in my life. See, and you said that Frozen is so good. So now, do you want to do Breaking In, or do you want to do Frozen? Okay. See, you talking about your nephew, and I don't know if you're talking about Frozen. Like, let it go, let it go. Or I can put both of them on the queue. I can put both of them on the queue. We'll do a coin toss for Frozen or what did we say, Breaking In? I don't even know who's in this movie with her. It's just her. Okay, he's scary movie Frozen. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Both of them are pretty short. Both of them are pretty short. So it's playing 90 minutes. So we'll be good. We'll be good. Okay, so be looking out for the podcast to start on Tuesday. I'm trying to have some goodies available for you guys just to watch. Since I won't be with you next week, I'm gonna miss you guys so much. I'll put a post out about it. And if I get a chance, I'll be away on the weekend, but I'll be by myself on board. So if y'all see me on Friday popping up just randomly going live, please stop by and say hi, because by Friday I'll be out of town and I'll probably be bored out of my mind. So I might just pop up and be like, hey. Okay, bet. Okay, we might start with Frozen and then go to Gabby and then go to Gabby because we love Gabby over here. All right, guys. Well, I have to go. I have to go to bed. I have my big test tomorrow. So wish me luck. I'm ready to be done with this stuff so that I can be a nationally board certified teacher, I guess. But thank y'all. I had so much fun. Okay, so your notifications are turned on. So I will see you. I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much. I love you guys so much. And until next time. Bye. Yeah, you gotta keep all your fingers crossed for me like this. Like this. Okay. Around 2:00 East Coast time, just be like, yes, Quanta's gonna pass.